Good morning, my dear students. Today I am going to give the demo on operations on data structures. What are the operations available on data structures? Before going to discuss the operations on data structures, so we want to revise the yesterday class. Simply, what is a data structure? Then these are all the contents in your syllabus. So yesterday we discussed data structures definition. Today we want to discuss data structure operations. So before going to discuss data structure operations, we need to revise yesterday class. Simply, what is a data structure? A data structure is a particular way of organizing data in a computer so that it can be used effectively. Clear? So, for example, we can store a list of items having the same data type using the array data structure. This is an array data structure. This is an array. This is a character array. Then these are all the memory blocks, addresses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. These are all the indexes. UBFDAEC, these are all the values. Okay. Then this is called so array. Array is a collection of same related data items with a common name. Clear all of you. Then these are all the memory blocks. Then we can store each and every character one after another in a sequential fashion. Clear all of you. Then this is the data structure, array data structure. Clear? Then the next one is this is the classification of data structures. The mainly data structures can be categorized into two types. The first one is primitive data structure and the second one is non-primitive data structure. We know what are the primitive data structures available. Integer, character, float, double. These are the primitive data structures. Already we learned in C programming language. Then what are the non-primitive data structures? Here linear data structures and non-linear data structures. These are all under non-primitive data structures. Mainly, then there are two types of data structures, primitive data, non-primitive data structures. The first one is linear data structure and the second one is non-linear data structure. First one is linear data structure, second one is non-linear data structure. Clear? Then the next one, here linear data structures. What are the linear data structures? Linear data structures are also divided into two types. The first one is static, second one is dynamic. Then what are the static examples for static data structure is array. Examples for dynamic data structure is linked list, stack, queues. Then these are all the linear data structures. What are the linear data structures? Array, linked list, stack, queue. These are the linear data structures. Then what are the non-linear data? Come this side, non-linear data structures. Non-linear data structures are trees and graphs. Trees and graphs. Okay, these two are the non-linear data structures. Then primitive data structures. These are the primitive data structures are the predefined way of storing data in the system. All set of operations are predefined. What are the examples of primitive data structures? Character, integer, float, double. These are all the predefined. Clear? For example, here character data types, each character occupies 1 byte of memory. In the integer data types, each integer memory block occupies 2 bytes. Float data type 4 bytes occupies. Then double data type occupies 8 bytes memory, etc. Clear? Then the non-primitive data structures, there are two types of data structures. Then the data structures which are designed using the non-primitive data structures which are designed using primitive data structures. Listen, using primitive data structures we can define or design non-primitive data structures. Clear? Are called non-primitive data structures. They are used to store a collection of data. Here non-primitive data structures are used to store a collection of data. It can be categorized into two parts. The first one is linear data structure and the second one is non-linear data structure. First one is linear data structure and the second one is non-linear data structure. Then linear data structures, we know linear data structure. In the linear data structure we can access the elements or store the elements in linear order only, sequential order only, one after another. Clear all of you? Then the linear data structures in which elements are arranged sequentially or linearly and linked one after another are called linear data structures. These are the properties of linear data structures. Then what are the examples of linear data structures? Arrays, stacks, queues, and linked lists. Okay, all of you. Then what is an array? An array is a collection of similar data elements with a common name. Then simply an array is a collection of contiguous memory blocks. Contiguous memory blocks. So then here simply F0, F1, F2, F3, so on. These are all the contiguous memory blocks. 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, 8. These are all the elements in this array. Next one is stacks. Stack is also called linear data structure. Here stack means there are two operations available. The first one is insertion and second one is deletion. Insertion and deletion operations done at only one end, that is called top of the stack. Remember all of you. Later we will discuss in detail in second unit. But what is a stack? Stack is a linear data structure. There are two operations available in the stack, insert and delete. Insert and delete operations done at only one end, that is called top end. Remember all of you. The stack is also called LIFO, last in first out, which is the last inserted element, that is the first removable element. Clear all of you? Then I explained in our classroom. Okay, then I took our hand, then insert bangles one by one. At the same time, we want to remove bangles from our hand. Then which is the first last inserted element, that is first removable element. Which is the first inserted element, that is the last removable element. Why? Because here only one end is there, our hand. Please take our hand. How many hands are there? Only one end. Clear? That is called top end. Then the next one is queue. So queue is also known as linear data structure. Here first in first out, who enter into the queue, who first enter into the queue, he is only removed. Okay ma, first he is only removed first. That's why the queue is here also two operations, insert and delete operations. Here insert operations are done at front end, remove last end. Then delete operations are done at front end. Clear all of you? Queue is also a linear data structure. Here also two operations available, insert and delete. Then insert operations done at back end. Then delete operations done at front end. Clear all of you? Then the next one is the linked list. A linked list is also linear data structure. This is dynamic data structure. This is dynamic data structure. Why? Whereas in stacks and queues, wastage of memory is there. Why? Here predefined. Already we defined, we declare, we assigned size at the program writing time. Whereas in linked list, then there is no wastage of memory. That is an advantage of stack, queue, and a linked list. Clear? Then there is no wastage of memory. Why? Because it is a dynamic structure at the program execution time. If you want to insert an element, it can create a node, insert the given element, insert into the node. Otherwise, it will not create a node. Clear all of you? Then dynamic data structures. The number of nodes in a list is not fixed and can grow and shrink on demand. Clear? So then the next one is non-linear data structures. These data structures in which elements are not arranged sequentially are called nonlinear data structures. Will not arranged sequentially are called nonlinear data structures. These are the properties of nonlinear data structures. Trees and graphs are the nonlinear data structures. Trees and graphs are the nonlinear data structures. This is a tree. A tree is the hierarchical data structure. A tree is a hierarchical data structure. So here trees, this is called base, then these are called branches. Then this is also base, then these are called branches. Clear? This is also called base, then these are called branches. In the fifth unit, we will discuss trees and graphs in detail. Okay, now all of you. Then the next one is graph. A graph consists of number of vertices and edges. Vertices and edges. This is called graph. Here use this is also called nonlinear data structure. Graph is also called nonlinear data structure. Clear all of you? So then here we are using graphs to simply find the shortest path of the graph. To find the shortest path of the graph, then there are more algorithms available in graphs and trees. Later we will discuss. Clear? In fourth unit and fifth unit. Next one, these are the differences between linear and non-linear data structures. Remember, all of you, this is a question, 2 marks question. Define data structure. What are the differences between linear and non-linear data structures? Clear, all of you? This is end examination question. This is the most important question. 2 marks question. He will ask 2 marks. Okay, ma. Then what are the differences between linear and non-linear data structures? Every item is already related to its previous and next time. Clear? In non-linear data structures, every item is attached with many other items. So then data is arranged in a linear sequence, whereas in non-linear data structures, data is not arranged in sequence. Whereas in linear data structures, data items can be traversed in a single run, whereas in non-linear data structures, data cannot be traversed in a single run. Examples: arrays, stacks, linked lists, queues are the non-linear data structures or linear data structures. Then trees and graphs are the examples for non-linear data structures. Then implementation is easy in linear data structures, whereas in non-linear data structures implementation is difficult. Clear? Then operations on data structures. Operations on data structures. Here, before going to discuss operations on data structures, one more question is there. What are the advantages of data structures? What are the advantages of data structures? You will ask 2 marks question. Advantages of data structures. So we know the definition of data structure. What is the definition of data structure? A data structure is a way of organizing data in a computer memory. That is called data structure. What are the advantages of data structures? Here, using data structures, it allows information storage on secondary storage devices. We know primary storage and secondary storage. Which is the primary storage? That is called RAM, random access memory. Which is the secondary storage? Hard disk, plus floppy, CD, DVD, pen drive, etc. These are all the secondary storage device. While using data structures, it allows information storage on hard disk. Clear? Then it provides means for management of large data sets such as databases or internet indexing services. Databases or internet index services. Next advantage is data structures are necessary for design of efficient algorithms. So these data structures are used to design efficient algorithms. Next use is it allows safe storage of information on a computer. It allows safe storage of information on a computer. The information is then available for later use and can be used by multiple programs. Additionally, the information is secure and cannot be lost. Clear, all of you? Then the next advantage is data structures. It also allows the data use and processing on a software system. Clear, all of you? So the data structures are also used processing the data on software systems. Then the data structures are also allows easier processing of data, easy processing of data. So using data structures, it also allows using internet, we can access the data anytime from any connected machine. Clear? The machines like computers, laptops, tablets, phones, etc. Clear? These are all the advantages of data structures. These are all the advantages of data structures. Then what are the disadvantages of data structures? The disadvantages of only advanced users can make changes to data structures. Clear, all of you? Only advanced users can make changes to data structures. Then the next disadvantages is any problem involving data structure. The next disadvantage is any problem involving data structure will need an expert's help. Clear, all of you? That is, basic users cannot help themselves. Okay, these are the disadvantages of data structures. Clear, all of you? Then what are the operations on data structures? Simply operations on data structures. The first one is traversing. This is the most important question. Write and explain operations on data structures. He will ask a question. Remember, all of you, write and explain operations on data structures. Clear? Here operations on data structures. There are more operations available on data structures. Here traversing, insert, delete, traversing, insert, delete, etc. We will discuss one by one. Clear? Here traversing, the first operation is traversing. Here traversing means to visit each and every node in a data structure. In a data structure, all of you. So the first operation is traversing. Every data structure contains the set of data elements. Traversing the data structure means visiting each element of the data structure in order to perform some specific operation like searching or sorting. So for example, I want to take an attendance in your class. So all of you, I want to take an attendance in your class. I should call each and every student number. Clear all of you? I should call each and every student number. That means I should visit each and every student. If from I want to start from roll number 1 to roll number 53. Clear all of you? Then your traversing means in the every data structure contains the set of data elements. Clear? In your classroom contains some set of students. Here also contains the set of data elements. You're traversing the data structure means, so you're collecting the attendance means, you're visiting each element of the data structure in order to perform some specific operation like searching or sorting. I should call each and every student roll number. Clear? This is the traversing. Next one is insertion. So here insertion means insertion can be defined as the process of adding the elements to the data structure at any location. Already one data array is there. I want to insert an element. Here first location, last element location, middle location. So if you want to take any location, then there is a possibility to insert an element in the data structure. Clear? Insert an element. For example, in our section, in the first year, how many students are there? Only 32 students. Then now, how many students? 53 students. What about the remaining 20 students? 20 students are lateral entry students. These students are inserted at which level? Second year level. Second year, first semester level. These are the lateral entry students. Clear? All of you. Insertions are possibilities. Already array is there. Data structure is there. The data structure contains how many elements? So simply 33 elements. How many students inserted? 20 students inserted. Is it possible to insert? Yes or no? Yes. Clear? Here insertion can be defined as the process of adding the elements to the data structure at any location. If the size of data structure is n, then we can only insert n minus 1 data elements into it. So here insertion, n minus 1 data elements into the data structure, n minus 1. So here simply an array is a collection of data elements. Clear? Here the lower bound value is the lower bound value 0 and the upper bound value equal to n minus 1. Here the array index starting with 0 and ending with n minus 1. Clear all of you? Then the next one is deletion operation. So here also in the data structure, so we can delete an element from the anywhere of the data structure. Anywhere means here from beginning of the data structure, end of the data structure, or middle of the data structure. The process of removing an element from the data structure is called deletion. The process of removing an element from the data structure is called deletion. We can delete an element from the data structure at any random location. At any random location. That is beginning, middle, or end of the data structure. Then the searching. I want to call your CR from your class. Is available or not? So from I want to search from first bench to last bench or some other way. Clear? Here searching, the process of finding the location of an element within the data structure is called searching. The process of finding the location of an element where he sat in your class, that is called location. The process of finding the location of an element within the data structure is called searching. There are two algorithms to perform searching. The first one is linear search and the next one is binary search. Later we will discuss what is linear search, what is binary search. Binary search. We will discuss we will discuss each one of them later in this tutorial. Clear all of you? Then the next one is sorting. To what is sorting? To simply sorting means arranging all the elements either ascending or descending order. Arranging all the elements either ascending or descending order. The process of arranging the data structure in a specific order is known as sorting. The process of arranging the data structure in a specific order is known as sorting. There are many algorithms that can be used to perform sorting. For example, insertion sort, selection sort, bubble sort, quick sort, heap sort, etc. These are all the sorting algorithms. So in the sixth unit, we will discuss in sixth unit, all of you. The process of arranging the data structure in a specific order is known as sorting. In a specific order is known as sorting. All of you. Specific order. In a specific order means either ascending or descending order. Either ascending or descending order. All of you. Then the next one is merging. Then there are two data structures are available. I want to create one. Simply here first data structure and second data structure to club. That is called merging. Merging two lists, list A and list B of size M and N respectively, of similar type of elements, clubbed or joined to produce the third list. The third list C of size M plus N. Then this process is called merging. All of you, when two lists, list A and list B of size M and N respectively, of similar types of elements, clubbed or joined to produce the third list, list C. That is the third list is called C list of size M plus N. What is the size of the list C? M plus N. That is the M means that is the list first list size and the second list size total equal to third list size. Then this process is called merging. All of you, these are the operations on data structures, the most important one, right? And what are the defined data structures? What are the operations on data structures? Clear? The first one is traversing, to visit each and every node in the data structure. That is called traversing. Next one, insertion. Insertion operations done in multi-ways. Multi-ways means we can insert an element at the beginning of the data structure, at the middle of the data structure, at the end of the data structure. Next one, deletion. Deletion is also done anywhere in the, from anywhere in the, deletion means delete an element from anywhere from the data structures. Clear? The anywhere means your front, middle, and last. Clear? Beginning, middle, and end of the data structures. We can remove an element from the data structures. Here searching. So to search an element in an array or not. To find an element in an array or not. The process of finding the location of an element within the data structure is called searching. Sorting, the process of arranging the elements either ascending or descending order. Next one is merging, to club two lists. The list must be same data type. Clear? The lists must be same data type. The third list contains the M plus N. Your first list size plus second list size, that is equal to third list. Clear? These are the operations on data structures. All of you. Next one is abstract data type. This is also most important. He may be asked 2 marks question. Write and explain abstract data type. What is an abstract data type? Abstract data type is also called ADT. An abstract data type is a collection of values and a set of operations. Remember all of you, an abstract data type is a collection of values and a set of operations without specifying its implementation. Without specifying its implementation. What is an abstract data type? An abstract data type is a collection of values and a set of operations without specifying implementations. Clear? Then what is a data structure? A data structure is a is a way of organizing data. Is a way of organizing data. That is called data structure. Clear? What are the differences between abstract data type and data structures? The first definition is the first difference. Clear? The purpose of the ADT, abstract data type, is to hide the implementation details of your data structure. To hide the implementation details of a data structure, thus improving software maintenance, reuse, and portability. The developers of abstract data type will be adapt changing requirements and save time. The users of ADT are concerned with the interface but not implementation. Clear? But not implementation. All of you. Then these are all the different ADTs. Clear? String ADT, stack ADT, then the queue ADT, tree ADT, binary tree ADT, etc. These are all the abstract data types. These are all the examples. List ADT contains list abstract data type contains operations known as add element, remove element, etc. These are all the list ADT operations. A list ADT can be represented by an array-based implementation or a linked list-based implementation. In this, the linked list-based implementation is so commonly used. Similarly, a binary search tree ADT can be represented in different ways with the same operations known as insert, remove, display, etc. Clear, all of you? Next one, all of you. Then next class, we will discuss on complexity of algorithms. Clear, all of you? We will discuss on complexity of algorithms. Clear? Today, today, which topics are covered? Operations on data structures and ADT, abstract data type. These two are the most important. So define what are the operations on data structures, then write and explain ADT, abstract data type. Clear, all of you? Okay, bye.